Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Before we get started, before we start hearing music and start telling awful stories, first of all, one of our listeners apparently has a girlfriend who really appreciates him.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to first say, hey, we're sorry, because we just should be. We're sorry, and Drew Rowland, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday from Bailey, who paid an exorbitant amount of money.
Like we are setting Mondo for months.
Mm-hmm. Steak and Mondo dinner.
So there you go. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Enjoy the show.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast, a weekly show where 2 to 3 and one pretty young, like we probably should have had her dad sign a permission slip before we had her on, but one just young, nice lady, play old games. I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and I went to prom my junior and senior year.
You did?
I did. My junior year was pretty standard. Like, I had my longtime girlfriend. Mm-hmm. We went junior year. She was a sophomore. She decided to go to prom.
Not church basement.
No, not the church basement. Okay. Let's go to prom in the church basement, girlfriend.
Church of Christ, people.
That's true. The Church of Christ was very popular at my high school, so they had a separate prom that did not involve dancing, because that is against their faith.
What?
So
is this like a footloose scenario?
That's just a tenet of the Church of Christ faith. Dancing is sinful. So they'd go out to a nice dinner and then go hang out somewhere. So there was, I'd say, a third of the school.
Yeah, a huge portion.
Dancing was not allowed.
Nope.
Sex, on the other hand, was encouraged.
Yeah.
You got to make babies to be able to raise them in church.
That sounds like my kind of prom.
Although my junior prom, I thought I was very cool, and I wore a white tux with a large top hat and a cane.
Mm-hmm. That's what you were wearing today to record. I appreciate that.
Well, I think we have a picture of that in the show notes. I was pre-beard. Beards were not allowed in my high school.
Beards weren't allowed?
You could have a mustache if you could grow one, but not a beard. So there were a few really creepy kids who had mustaches.
I was going to say, you can be a pedophile, but not a lumberjack. So.
Exactly.
If you had too much stubble, I had to do this one time. They went into the office, like the vice principal's office, got you a dull razor that wouldn't cut your beard or stubble. It would rip it out.
And they made you dry shave.
Yeah, they made you dry shave there at the school if they judged it to be too much.
You guys had a lot of hairy students in Marshall County, or what?
Yeah. Well, we had the highest teen pregnancy rate in the state because all these hairy, horny teenagers at Marshall County High School. But yeah, junior year, pretty standard. Senior year, my girlfriend and I broke up. It was not a good breakup. It was very messy and emotional. Mosey. Put those two together. Tadpog petting. It was a mosey breakup.
What happened? Did you break up at prom?
Well, we broke up a little bit before prom and decided that we would probably still go to prom together, but then the fighting got worse after we broke up, and we decided that we would both take people from work to make each other jealous. So I took one of the hostesses, who was very attractive, but...
The hostesses?
Yeah, one of the hostesses at the restaurant. I got her a job at the restaurant I worked at,
okay.
So I had to quit that job pretty quick.
It's like the prom hostess?
Nothing happened. She was pretty and she felt awkward. But I think most of the time she ended up sitting in the cafeteria and I wouldn't dance with my friends because she wouldn't do anything. So it turns out, like, I guess how she kept her spirits up was...
The bottle.
Close. She had a Ziploc baggie full of cocaine strapped to the inside of her leg.
What the fuck?
Her dress didn't have pockets or anything, so she brought cocaine that she would do at prom whenever I guess she
Did you
she
know
felt
about
awkward.
this and
I
you were
didn't-
okay with it?
I did not know about it to the day after.
Like, would she tell you? She's like, man, that prom sucked. I'm glad I brought that cocaine strapped to my thigh.
Well, it was like I had a pretty good time because I was out of it for most of it. It was like, why? Well, I brought that cocaine that you didn't have any pockets. No, I strapped it taped to the inside of my leg. Like,
You know,
I got you, ex-girlfriend. I brought coke leg girl. There you go. This Mosi breakup with take coke leg girl.
We've got Josh and Nicole here with us. Mm-hmm. And
I'm
Josh,
not telling you which one is the young girl.
right. Josh of Uniracers fame.
Yes, hello guys, and thank you for actually inviting me this time. I want it to be known that I did not crash.
Let's
this
keep that a
session.
secret.
Are you gonna cut this out?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
edit
cut this
Damn
out
it.
because then everyone thinks that they can be on the show. We reserve that right for very exclusive couples like you two.
Well, let me introduce my young but of age, lovely wife, Nicole.
Hello.
Hey, Nicole. Did you go to prom with Josh?
No, because whenever Josh went to prom, I was in the 7th grade.
And when did you go to prom, Josh?
What was it? Year 2002, I guess. Yeah. So I went my senior year and the year after I graduated.
You were one of those guys?
Yeah, I was one of those guys.
Well, Sean Miller of Populous fame and Pilot Wings fame, he went to prom like every year after prom, like for 4 or 5 years.
With
like,
Josh?
With Josh. He and Josh would just go and do like Dazed and Confused standing outside.
I actually have a little story about, since you mentioned prom dances. I think it was like a Sadie Hawkins dance or something like that. I remember, I don't dance. Like, I hate dancing. I feel really awkward. I can't do it.
Nicole, can you confirm this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So I never danced in high school at the high school dances, except for one time. I remember, I forgot who exactly I was with. I remember at the beginning of the dance, we went to do like a slow song, which I'm okay at doing. So we went in the middle and started dancing, slow dance. By the time it was over, I had a boner. So
Yep.
so I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to because the in the middle on the dance floor is pretty dark and everybody's closed up, so they can't really look down at you. So I was
they
kind
won't
of,
know when it brushes up against
and
them.
I had like these khaki pants with a tucked in shirt, so it was obvious. Like if I and they had around it where they had like little concessions, it was all lit up, so I couldn't leave, and my boner just would not go away. So,
This is at prom?
no, this wasn't at prom.
okay.
It was
Just a dance.
Okay.
some other dance, but. Yeah, so the majority of the dance I actually stayed out on the dance floor. I was trying to dance. I like sway back and forth, but yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't leave, or everybody would see my.
How long did this last? Because,
It was
long
like
is
probably
dangerous,
like
right?
it was probably like a 2-hour dance, but
You know, after 6 hours, you're supposed to consult your physician. Nicole, how many proms did you go to? You probably went to a bunch.
I just went to 2, and they sucked. Like, proms suck. I have one funny story. No boners involved, though.
No boners?
I doubt that.
No boners involved in this particular story. But my junior year, we stayed out all night long, and my boyfriend, who is a stupid redneck, drove his car through.
We apologize to all stupid rednecks.
who listened to TADPOG? Yeah.
He drove his car through a field that was like overgrown and got his car all dirty with grass. And so before he took me home at 5:30 in the morning, he made me go to the car wash and help him wash his car.
So in your prom dress?
I wasn't in my dress. I still had my hair done, but
This guy sounds like a huge loser. How long were you with him?
5 years.
Well,
But in my defense, that was the last year of the 5.
I think we should have a prom. I think we should have a TADPOG prom. So anyone who's interested in going to TADPOG prom, let us know and we'll arrange something.
You have to have a boner.
everybody with a boner just gravitate toward the middle. We'll all be hanging out with boners in the middle together. It'd be great. Can't wait.
I'm your bespectacled host, Dave, and I went to too many damn proms and got laid not enough times. Zero times. I went to 4 proms in high school, and out of those 4 times, 0 times did I get lucky. So
I didn't get lucky at either of the proms I went to either. In fact, the last prom I went to, I ended up being really bored. I was so bored, I decided to drive up to Madisonville, which is like an hour and a half drive away.
home of 6th Street Post.
But there you go. And I met up with my friends who, there's one of them here, Tyler. We ate at some 24-hour diner, and then we played Maniac Mansion the rest of the night, which was...
Yeah, we did.
That was probably my best prom. I think it was my favorite.
Sounds like an awesome prom.
Burger Maniac Mansion prom. That will be the Tadpog prom theme.
What about
burgers and Maniac Mansion?
Burger Becky?
Burger Becky, boners, and Maniac Mansion. I got lucky my junior year of prom.
I like how you keep saying get lucky, like there's like luck involved.
I had sex.
I was going to say it's probably more like skill and persistence rather than luck.
Well, I'm neutered since our apology episode, so I have to use euphemisms like get lucky instead of, going balls deep in my prom date.
No, I had sex with a girl one of those years. Yeah, I know. Nicole didn't have sex. She waited for Josh till they got married, but it's
Absolutely.
unfortunate.
It was very beautiful. Mom, I know you're listening.
Because they waited for each other. It was very sweet.
Yeah, I can confirm this.
Yeah, they were there.
Because we did Game of Thrones style. Whenever they got married, we picked them up, took them to the bedchamber, stripped them off, and stood outside and cheered.
And waited for the bloody sheep.
Yep.
In fact, Dave and CFP, you guys stayed the night at our apartment, our wedding night, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I remember you guys being there the next morning. So
Yep.
So
playing Fallout 3. That's what we did when, you guys were consummating the marriage and, having these experiences for the very first time in your lives. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that we could be in your living room playing Fallout 3 while what's going on. So, besides talking about prom, Tyler, something that we like to do on this show is play through IGN's Top 100 Super Nintendo games. That sounds crazy. Maybe it is a little crazy.
A little crazy.
So, we played a game this week, right?
We did.
It's like IGN's 67th rank?
67th ranked game, Mega Man X3.
All right. No groans yet, so I take that as a good sign.
No, we'll just make our voices just a little octave higher when we're talking about the game.
Okay, all right. Before we get into that, have you been playing anything this week?
Steam World Dig.
Is it Steam World Dig?
Steam World Dig.
Okay.
Because for some reason, Song Pop stopped loading. It would just stay on the loading screen on the toilet. I don't know if suddenly the Wi-Fi range is being cut off, so I had to find something else. So I started taking my 3DS, and then they get there with me to do
I think that
You
was a
mean
message
Sing
that you...
Song.
What Josh asked me, what's that app you play? Sing Song? No, Grandma. Song Pop.
I don't think you told the story on the show about your wireless data.
Oh, that I was going through, I was getting multiple overage charges stemming from how much Song Pop I would play because I had my Wi-Fi turned off, so I was going strictly data usage. So, because I'm an adult,
right,
I'm still on my mom's cell phone plan. So I got several very angry phone calls. Yes, I looked at my data usage and I thought I'm streaming way too many podcasts at work while I do prep. And look at the bar. The bar for podcasts was 2%, and then the bar for Song Pop was 6 times. So,
you've been playing anything else?
I bought Fez. I'd planned. Fez was on sale on Steam for 50% off this weekend.
Is it still on sale?
I think so.
I need to get it still.
So I was planning on playing it, but I ran out of time. So more Steam World Dig, which I'm enjoying, but it gets frustrating because the deeper you go, it gets harder and harder to get back to town to sell all your gems and loot.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
But if you die, you drop everything when you respawn back on the surface and have to go back down.
Oh, so it's like a roguelike. So you have to go back down and get your shit?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
and you don't get all of it back. You'll get some of it when you find the bag. There will be a bag setting where you die. And you get some of it back. It gets more and more difficult because you have to either find a portal, which is very, very rare, or make one. And it takes precious resources to make that teleporter. So it gets... The deeper you go, the more frustrating it gets.
See, I found that to be the complete opposite.
You'd enjoy that.
Yeah, the deeper you go, the more enjoyable it is.
when you go down there with your sack, with balls. When you go down there with your ball sack, you want to be just deep, ball sack deep,
just as deep as you can go.
Just as you can comfortably go. Sometimes the mind doesn't enjoy it that much. Sometimes the mind's like, "Whoa, you're going too deep."
Ease off.
Nicole does not look amused. Josh David, yeah, we know what we're making jokes about. Nicole,
That's because you've never experienced it from the side of the mine.
You don't know that.
We were
our pegging.
we all went to dinner last night, and like any civilized group of people at dinner time, we had a conversation about switching our genitals out for a week.
I forgot about
We
that.
did.
So yeah, our goal was to just abuse our vaginas as much as possible during that week.
Yeah, if we woke up one morning and had our genitals exchanged with our partner, what would we do if we had 7 days?
Just genitals, mind you, not.
Yeah, we're not bodies.
Yeah,
like
not
you just woke up and you had your genitals switched. I said I'd probably just shove random shit in there. Nicole and Meg looked horrified. So that must be in the owner's manual to not do that.
I like you were going to use it as a pocket. I think that's
Right.
a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a practical thing to do, right?
No, it's definitely not a storage compartment.
It's nature's wallet. I mean, that's where you store babies.
I think we need to have a talk about reproductive health.
Josh, have you been playing anything this week?
Yeah, I have. For the 3DS, I finally am done with Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah.
I
Famous
logged.
last
I think. I've logged 105 hours into it.
Jesus.
Finally finished it. Beat the some of the downloadable content. One of the bonus maps is just an insanely difficult map where you're just fighting waves and waves of enemies that are just super powerful. I was playing on casual mode. I finally beat it without
Good for
anyone dying. So I was able to save it. I'd beaten it before, but I had like half my team die, and in casual mode they're dead, so you don't get them back. But
Not in casual mode.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was playing in classic mode.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Much more difficult.
Yeah, very much. So yeah, I made it without anybody dying, saved it, and then I was done. I've also been playing. I got on the Virtual Console and downloaded Link's Awakening, so I've been playing that.
Link's Awakening.
I'm a little over
Deluxe.
DX. That's the first time I played the DX version. So,
I love it.
but I just beat the color dungeon. In fact, the bonus dungeon.
What'd you choose?
I chose red.
Wait. Chose red or blue? Because I played this on the Game Boy.
Yeah, I did too. The color dungeon is a bonus dungeon for the Game Boy Color version of the game. So you go through the dungeon. At the end, you can choose a reward. You get the red tunic or the blue tunic.
Okay.
Do you remember the pieces of power and the guardian acorns and stuff like that you find randomly?
Barely. I played this game when it came out. I haven't played it since.
Basically, if you choose the red tunic, your attack doubles. The enemies you kill go flying across the screen and explode. The blue tunic, you only take half damage. Those are the same abilities you get from power-ups, just randomly found on dead enemies in the game. Like how you kill an enemy, you get a rupee or a heart or something. You sometimes find pieces of power or guardian acorns that do the same thing. But those are permanent effects once you beat the color dungeon.
And which did you choose?
I chose the red, which was the attack. Yeah.
Tyler, I know you would have chosen blue.
Absolutely. Yep.
Best.
That's how
the
I
best
always
defense
play.
is
I'm
a
always
good
defense.
offense, Tyler.
Yeah, I increasingly find that in games that I play. Whenever I go all out defense, I get crushed.
Yeah.
So I'm not very good at Magic the Gathering.
Nicole, have you been playing anything this week?
Well, between working 40 plus hours a week and working on my master's degree, I rarely have time. But while we were at Dragon Con last weekend, I did start playing Plants vs. Zombies 2.
A good game.
I'm enjoying it so far.
That's all I've played this week, honestly, between work and I don't really have a good excuse. I guess we recorded Kirby's Avalanche a little late.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been a whole lot of time actually between recording that episode and this episode. So yeah, I haven't been playing much, but I also plan on picking up Fez while it's on sale. When this episode comes out, it won't be on sale anymore. So sorry if you're listening and you didn't buy it.
But Fez, it seems like special episode material. And there's enough drama about its creator talk about a lot about Fez.
Right.
So
he was in the indie game movie.
and recently had a meltdown on Twitter.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, like a huge
I
meltdown.
remember seeing that on Reddit. Yeah.
You want to save it or?
Yeah, we'll save. We'll just say he fed the trolls a lot.
Okay. So
You
Mega
talk
Man
about
X.
the
What?
Yeah, Buzzy, you want to talk about the game?
Mega Man X3. Yeah.
Mama 3.
Would you indulge me?
There's
For
a
just
little
minute?
segment. I want to hear it.
Little segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. This is a long entry.
Okay,
So
we'll wait.
buckle up. I may skim through some of this. But guys, Mega Man X3, known as Rockman X3 in Japan. I'm going to talk to you guys about that later. It's a video game developed by Capcom, our good friends at Capcom for the Super Nintendo. It was originally released in Japan in 1995 and then released in North America in 96. It's the third game in the Mega Man X series and the last to appear on the Super Nintendo. The game takes place in a fictional future where the world is populated by humans and intelligent robots called Reploids. Like their human creators, some Reploids involve themselves in destructive crime and are labeled as Mavericks. After twice defeating the Maverick leader Sigma, the heroes Mega Man X and Zero must battle a Reploid scientist named Dr. Doppler and his utopia of Maverick followers.
Sounds pretty accurate. Sounds pretty.
Yeah, does that
this
sound like
is-
a game we played?
This is the latest. I think this is the latest game we've done so far. Because I feel like we've been pretty heavy on like 92, 93s.
Yeah,
and
more
like this one
recently.
being like 96 is like
Street Fighter Alpha 2 was pretty late in the game.
Oh, okay.
I think that may have also been 96. It was 96 or 97, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, which was also a Capcom game. So I guess Capcom was in it for the long haul
Yep.
as far as Super Nintendo goes.
I feel like that and PlayStation were Capcom bread and butter, and then it's all downhill from there for Capcom.
But this game came out for PlayStation as well. This is one of those games similar to Street Fighter Alpha 2 where it came out for Super Nintendo and PlayStation pretty much simultaneously. And then it came out for Sega Saturn and some other consoles too.
I love the X series. Love it. Mega Man X, I talked about me running in place until I couldn't run anymore to play it. I loved X2. I'd only played X3 a little bit because I had the Mega Man X collection for PS2. And I played a little bit of it for that, but it just kind of slipped past me.
X3 did.
Yes.
Yeah, same for me. I remember playing it a little bit. In fact, Tyler introduced me to the Mega Man X series. I think as far back as elementary school, I remember you had like a deck of cards, playing cards, like Mega Man X playing cards.
Did I?
Do you not remember that?
Nope.
Okay. You brought them to school, or I assumed it was you. It could have been. It's been a long
It could have
time.
been anybody.
It could have been anyone.
I remember
But-
you. That's it. So
Just me and you in elementary school.
And Gary.
And then
Gary left after the incident.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it. I guess at your parents' dollar house.
What?
That's when you.
That's what we call it.
Yeah, you showed me Mega Man X, which I didn't even know existed until that card game. I just assumed Mega Man was Mega Man.
Hold
yeah.
on.
Mega Man
Hold
strictly
on.
a card game.
Hold on. What the fuck is a dollar house?
My dad bought the house we lived in middle school and part of high school for $1. It was going to be torn down. He kind of wanted it, and then construction companies were taking bids to demolish it. But apparently, anybody that wants to buy it has first priority. So he just like, fine, $1. And they're like, all right, no one else bid on it, sold. So he bought the house for $1. It was a really ugly gun barrel style house. So he cut it into pieces, moved it across town, and then just rebuilt it, rearranged the pieces into the house that he wanted, and then we tore everything on the inside and outside and made a new house.
And that's where you had your Mega Man cards.
Yep.
Apparently.
They got lost in the move.
Nicole, you had never played this game before, right?
No, I had never played any Mega Man game
Not
at all.
zero?
Zero Mega Man games.
You've seen me play Mega Man before, though.
Yes, and the only thing I remembered was that the bosses had stupid names.
What do you mean stupid names?
Splash Woman.
You're feminist in nature. I'm surprised you led the one female character that's ever been in Mega Man. You're like, that's stupid.
That was just an example. All the names are stupid.
In Mega Man, because they're all 99% something man, and then one woman. And I feel like they are more creative in the X series because they're all animals.
they just fuck. We're running out of men. What do we do?
After men, animals.
Yeah, these aren't really Mavericks as so much as this is like Dr. Doppler's zoo.
He's playing Mad Libs in a zoo. It's like, all right, so either an element or a function and an animal.
Followed by an animal, right. My favorite is Neon Tiger. That's my favorite boss name.
Neon Tiger. I like Volt Catfish.
Volt Catfish.
Are we talking about just this game or just all?
Just this
X?
game.
Yeah, just this one.
Just the,
We'll get into the other X's to talk about their enemies.
I have to agree with you. I think Neon Tiger's the.
It sounds like a bar or something in Shadowrun.
It sounds like a gay bar, yeah.
It was like Toxic Seahorse, Gravity Beetle,
Blizzard Buffalo.
Blizzard Buffalo.
Cyber Peacock.
No, Cyber Peacock's in the first one.
Oh. Well, in my defense, both times that we played this game, the first time I was really tired, and the second time I was really drunk. So
I don't think I've been around you in a circumstance that one of those did not apply.
Aww.
it makes me sound like a lush.
No, you're an incredibly entertaining drunk. Incredibly entertaining. My Dragon Con wasn't as fun as it could have been because you didn't get drunk while you were at Dragon Con.
Yes,
I did.
Well, at the very last night, the very last end of the last day that we were there, you got drunk and then fell asleep. So it wasn't like the year before when you got drunk in the lobby and were yelling at people.
Well, yes, because that turned out badly.
But for you, not for me.
But I can understand you getting these two games confused because I feel like X3 felt a lot like X to me as far as the way it looked.
Not much has changed as far as looks go in the Mega Man X series.
I feel there's a. It's strange because when I play it, I can tell there's like a small difference. It's hard for me to describe it, but it just each one feels a little different to me. Like in looks and play, it's a different enough for me to notice it, but not for me to be able to point out why exactly.
It's the umami.
Yeah,
of the
it's
game.
the umami. The umami slightly changes between 1, 2, and 3. I have not played 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
I had no idea there were that. I knew there was a 4. Oh, actually, I didn't know there was a 4. I suspected there was a 4. I had
There's
no
4
idea
more
it went all the way up
after
to 8.
Yeah, and they get. I watched videos after we beat 3, and they just get increasingly ridiculous.
What do they come out for? PlayStation?
PlayStation and PlayStation 2.
So I remember Mega Man 8 when it came out for PlayStation. And I remember Dr. Light, his voice has like got to be the guy that voiced Elmer Fudd.
Dr. Light being the guy who created Mega Man.
Right, and Mega Man X.
I've played Mega Man games, but not nearly as many as you two have. Nicole, I'm probably more akin to you in the fact that I've probably played 3 Mega Man games to completion. What is the difference between Mega Man and Mega Man X?
I think Nicole actually knows. She did some research.
By doing research, you mean I read on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on. That's stepping on Dave's toes. All right.
I'm very territorial.
What I read on Wikipedia was that Mega Man X was the template upon which all Reploids were based.
So I guess that's why he can apply anything from any Reploid that he beats, so he can adapt. I guess that's how he gets to use their weapons, and he always gets the upgrades and things like that.
That makes sense. It follows in classic Mega Man style where you beat a boss and then you gain his weapon.
The only real difference between classic series and the X series is wall jumping and like how the dash mechanic works. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same.
Want to talk about wall jumping and dashing?
Okay.
And how it's pretty much the only strategy when you fight a boss in this game?
Yeah, this game was not nearly as tactical as the others. Like each one just followed the same formula.
Yeah, it's like they programmed the fighting tactics for one boss, and they just copy and pasted it to every other boss on there.
That tactic being rush towards X.
Right, and then hit a wall, and then, throw some kind of energy or weapon at him. And, the tactic, which we were looking up ways to beat certain bosses, and we were just reading through them, and it was all jump on the wall, wait till he charges at you, jump over him, shoot him, repeat. Every single boss.
Pretty much. It was not...
Yeah, there were 1 or 2 where you didn't have to do, or you couldn't do that. 1 being Sigma's final form.
Oh yeah, well I was just talking about the the eight bosses that you can select. Yeah, they get a little, I guess, more creative. I don't know if that's the right word, but whenever you go through like in the original Mega Man through Wily's castle, or through Sigma's, those end of stages bosses, which I thought were more fun than the robot masters.
Yeah. And I feel like this is probably the shortest Mega Man too, because the segment after the boss is like only 2 levels, and then that was it. All right, here's spoilers for the Mega Man X series, because we're having to start off at 3 and then work our way back.
Right.
Which I think is very much appropriate. This deserves to be the last on the list. I don't think it's a bad game by any means, but it is definitely the worst of the X series that came out on Super Nintendo. But in the first one, you're just Mega Man and Mega Man X, and you're saved by Zero. Zero is made out to be this. He's the ultimate form. They give you something to achieve in Zero.
Zero's a Reploid.
Zero is a Reploid.
That looks like a girl Reploid, but he's a boy Reploid.
Right.
He has a long blonde ponytail that comes out of his red helmet.
It goes like all the way down to the ground.
Yeah.
He confused a lot of young boys back in elementary school and middle school. But so you kind of aspire to
Wait, hold on. Tyler, did you ever masturbate to Zero?
If Zero would have had cleavage remotely, I would have been good. But it's just got breastplate. Nope, no go.
Now I know you can ask Meg to dress up for Dragon Con next year.
Cleavage Zero.
Cleavage Zero.
But at the end of X, Zero dies. He's destroyed by Vile, who Vile nearly kills Mega Man at the start of Mega Man X.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett,
Boba
yes,
Fett,
based on Boba Fett.
Right.
In X2, the Mavericks have stolen Zero's parts and want to bring Zero back as a villain. So one of the things is you have to collect Zero's parts in the second one. Otherwise, you have to fight him at the end.
That's the game where you find out Zero's a boy.
Right.
You found Zero's penis.
Find a really mysterious part with a manufacturer label of Gooter. I don't know.
Zero has been like the fan favorite character. Everyone loves Zero. So in the third one, they tease you a little bit and let you be Zero for like one stage. And depending on whether you die or not, the ending is different.
Not even one stage, like half
It's
of
like
the
half a
beginning
stage,
stage, which is about a quarter of a normal stage.
Once you beat the game with X, you can play through it again as Zero. Is that right?
I was thinking that in what I read on Wikipedia, it said that you could call Zero, like you could choose to play as Zero.
After you beat it?
I didn't know that. I know you can get the Z Saber, which is Zero's saber weapon, which you don't get to use whenever you're actually playing as Zero in the very beginning stage. Yeah, Zero's known for his Z Saber, which is a lightsaber, pretty much.
Yep.
Laser sword.
Yeah. Sorry. Whereas Mega Man I guess he has many weapons, but mainly his X-Buster. Mainly Mega Man shoots, you actually get to unlock the Z-Saber so you can have a melee attack with Mega Man X. But I didn't know that you could play as Zero, so that's pretty cool.
Maybe you can. Maybe I just overlooked that you could be Zero on all the stages. But I remember if he died once, that was it. They just tease you with Zero a little bit and then take him away.
Which it's kind of disappointing because I remember when playing, you were complaining about it, Dave. The sluggish movement that Zero has.
God, Zero is fucking slow, dude.
He's got a lot more, I guess, defense and health, and maybe his attack was a little more powerful. I don't remember, but yeah, he does move like half speed compared to Mega Man.
Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah,
It's all that hair weighing him down.
Yeah.
He just gets his ponytail caught on things.
That's what I was thinking too, in Watchmen, how they say that the superheroes shouldn't wear capes because that one got it stuck in the revolving door. That's what I was thinking about with Zero. It's like, how the hell does he go through all these stages without getting his hair caught in gears or something?
One thing about X3 is I feel like the X series is known kind of for their intro stage, because you have one stage at the very beginning that teaches you how to play the game without telling you how to play the game. You just have to kind of figure out, and it sets everything up. It's really, really well done in X1 and X2. I feel like in X3, they completely dropped the ball on that. I guess they kind of assume
that you know how to play.
It's 3, you know how to play it, we're not doing this anymore. So they go, it's a little more story heavy, you get to be Zero, you find the robot named Mac that betrays you, but yeah, you don't learn how to play the game at all. So like Nicole was playing, you had a hard time with the first level because they don't teach you how to play in this one.
Yes, I had no idea what I was doing.
I guess we should probably back up a little bit because the Mega Man X games are platformers.
Yes.
Okay, so 2D platformer.
Jump and shoot, man.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah, which what Tyler's talking about is in the beginning of Mega Man X 1 and 2, like you have several options you can do that are new to Mega Man X, like dashing and jumping on walls and stuff like that. And the game, not necessarily tutorial, but the first stage acts like a tutorial that you are kind of forced to do these things and you learn how to do them. And
you're forced to do all the new mechanics in order to get to the stage.
Yeah, and they're very easy to figure out. It's set up in a really, really well thought out way. Whereas, in Mega Man X3, they just don't have that. You can get through the first stage without dashing, without charging up your weapon, stuff like that. There is a part where you have to jump on the wall to get through.
I think what's his name? JonTron has a very good breakdown of the Mega Man intro stages.
Yeah, I'll try to put a link to that in the show notes if I can find it, because it's a really good... You're talking about that video, right? Yeah, that's really good.
I was excited about sitting down to play it and seeing Dr. Doppler. Because I was like, okay, good, thank God. I'm tired of Sigma. I don't want Sigma to come back again.
He is the baddest ass meteorologist ever. Dr. Doppler.
he's got shoulder pads like Vegeta in the early Dragon Ball Z series, and a goatee and sort of a faux hawk and a lab coat. Dr. Doppler.
And he has like these, I believe, like these steampunk looking spectacles too, which I liked. I hope I didn't just totally steal your glasses.
No,
for this game.
you're good.
Okay.
You're good. Then what made me frustrated, at the end, it's like, oh, hey, I work for Sigma. I made him the ultimate battle body. And then you fight Sigma. And it just... And I look throughout the whole series, and it's... Every game is Sigma. Every fucking game is Sigma. Like, I feel like Capcom just increasingly drops the ball when it comes to Mega Man. They had such a lucrative franchise. The longer they stretched out, they just slaughter it. And they'll have occasional new entries like Mega Man Legends that everybody loved, and then they destroy all their goodwill, and they've let Kenji Inafuno go.
Right.
So the creator who has done everything with Mega Man, who has given them, one of their biggest selling franchises, now they've completely fucked him over and canceled all the projects that the fans are behind, like making another Mega Man Legends. So I just feel so much content for Capcom now after the way they've done. Resident Evil, they've taken in such a different direction. I feel like they've ruined Resident Evil. They've ruined Mega Man. And Street Fighter is fine. They've done some good things with Street Fighter, re-releasing 4 and things like that. But
yeah, my big thing with Street Fighter is that they release a new Street Fighter, quote-unquote new Street Fighter, like every year. Where it's like, hey, new Street Fighter. It's really the same Street Fighter, but we added, 3 or 4 more characters.
Yeah.
So Pokemon?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. It's set up like Pokemon. Back in the day, though, Capcom was a seal of quality.
Super Nintendo days, yeah.
I still think it is to a certain degree outside of the franchises that you mentioned. Like Resident Evil doesn't even blink on my radar anymore because the last Resident Evil I played was just so bad.
God, I played 1, 2, and 3, tried to do 4, and I tried to play it on my Wii, and I didn't like the controls at all. So I haven't really gotten down and played 4, which a lot of people love. I bought 5 for PS3, and it was one of the worst games I've ever played. I absolutely hate Resident Evil 5. There's nothing scary about it. You have to be with your partner, and the AI partner is garbage. But okay, I should stop. I'll save Resident Evil talk for the Ashley Shake special Resident Evil episode. So Capcom and Square during Super Nintendo were fantastic. Nowadays, I feel like they're both garbage.
Well, I was excited when I saw the Capcom logo when we started the game up because I knew we were in for something decent at least. And I feel the same way when I see a game is developed by Nintendo. I'm like, okay, this game is not going to be awful. Like there's at least going to be a redeeming quality about this game. And I felt that was true in Mega Man X3. I felt like we got to play a decent game.
It's true. It's very true.
Recently, like within the last, 5-6 years maybe, Zero Mission is for the DS, which is really good. It's actually 3 different games where you play as Zero. And I think it's set like several years after, in fact, maybe even like several decades after the Mega Man X games. But yeah, you're playing as Zero the whole time. You're going through all these levels. The boss is not Sigma, so there's that.
Okay.
So
You got me. I'm on board.
so they're definitely worth checking out. I had a lot of fun playing through.
Nicole, as a complete mega virgin, what were your impressions
Mega virgin.
as a mega virgin?
Well, wait, we already covered this until she and Josh got married.
Okay.
Consummated our marriage.
How did you feel watching the game? What were your impressions just watching us play it? Did it look entertaining? Did it look fun? Did it
No.
look no?
Because it looked really frustrating because I felt like you were doing the same thing over and over again. And you would die. And then you'd start over and you'd do the same thing over and over again, get a little bit farther and die.
Yeah.
And then-
it's not a roguelike game either, so
And then, like, with the same thing with the bosses, that they were all the same.
They look different.
They look
yeah.
different, but fighting them is the same.
And I think that's one of the redeeming qualities about this game is how it looked. I loved how the game looked, and I love how the game sounded. And that's something I feel like I can always kind of count on with Capcom. Even if the gameplay isn't great, I feel like it's going to look pretty good and it's going to sound pretty good. Mm-hmm. Were there credits in the game? When we beat the game, I was sitting there waiting for credits, and I didn't see any, so maybe I missed them.
It gave the names of all the monsters, no pictures, so it just gave whatever these robots
Right,
were
you had
called.
no idea. It's just, instead of thanking the people who worked on the game, it was a text listing of monsters in the game.
And then, it's like, and that's why I feel like, all right, this is where Capcom starts to shit on people. Like, it's just...
Well, because I was looking for our good buddy, Yuki-chan's Papa. Because he's done the sound for a lot of Capcom games. There were no credits, so I had to look it up online. He did not do the sound for this game.
I didn't figure, because the music in this game, I don't feel like it's awful, but I don't feel like it's great either, because it's like it's played on a out-of-tune electric guitar. I feel like the entire time it feels like just electric guitar riffs, as opposed to like electronica kind of feel that the others have.
I was feeling that a lot of it felt recycled from the other Mega Man X games. A lot of it sounded really familiar, but just off a little bit.
And that would be the broken electric guitar.
Yeah, broken logic.
Well, is Dr. Light's... Whenever you meet Dr. Light in this game, it plays this, like, weird, dissonant, creepy music. Like, if I didn't know anything about Mega Man, like, I don't think I would step into one of those capsules. Because you find these hidden capsules, and then this mysterious Obi-Wan looking character is like, oh, X, please step into this capsule, I'll help you out. Meanwhile, it's like this weird, like, like this fucked up horror Rugrats music is playing.
It does sound that way in X3. It's sad and poignant in X. The music and sound is much better.
Yeah.
And I guess as it's like a copy of a copy of a copy. By the time they get to X3, it does sound fucking creepy. Step into my pedophile capsule, X, and I'll help you out. I'm just a fat guy with a beard. Come on.
Well, we were talking last night that I think it would be great if one time you step into one of those capsules, you don't get an upgrade. It's a trap. Like, it's just, you step in, Mega Man X explodes, and you get the game over screen.
Let's talk a minute about the foresight of Dr. Light, all right? Because
Foreskin?
the foreskin of Dr. Light. The foresight.
Very bright.
Because, okay, he invents Mega Man X, realizes he's too powerful, I guess.
Or Mega Man X is?
Yeah, Mega Man X. Puts him away. Dr. Light dies. And then, 100 years later, Mega Man X is discovered and activated. So, from the time Mega Man X was created, Dr. Light... one of the mechanics in the Mega Man X series that differs from the regular Mega Man, hidden throughout the stages, you get power-ups. Not from the bosses or anything like the special weapons, but
You're talking like sub-tanks?
no. I mean, I'm talking about the upgrades, like the leg upgrades, the Buster upgrade, the helmet upgrade, stuff like that.
The body.
Right. So you get these upgrades throughout the Mega Man X games. You get them from Dr. Light, who has left these capsules hidden throughout these stages throughout the world. So not only did Dr. Light realize that Mega Man would need these upgrades, he also knew that Mega Man X would discard all of his weapons and upgrades
At the end of every game.
At the end of every game. And then need them again. So there's been 8 games. So,
Well, I think
I guess Dr. Light...
if he turns in his upgrades, I think he gets a tax credit. I think that's the incentive.
All right, that's fair.
Because Roll and Rush aren't dependents anymore because they're gone. Womp, womp.
Being his sister and his dog, is
Yep.
that right? Yes.
I was glad that because you see him in like a shadowy figure talking to Dr. Doppler at the beginning of the game. And I realized immediately who it was before you see who it is. And I was glad to see Vile return. I feel like that was the nicest story element of X3 is seeing Vile come back. He's just a ball of hate. So they don't do a lot with his character coming back. He just wants to kill X and he gets bigger armor.
I had never seen Vile before. So when I saw him on the screen, I immediately thought he was Boba Fett because that's what he looks like.
He does. He really does.
Yeah.
So I think that LucasArts was very generous in not suing Capcom over not only Zero's lightsaber, but Boba Fett being ripped off.
But the level design I felt was pretty solid going throughout all the levels. Again, I feel like they're not as inventive as X and X2. The quality of those also went down, but they're still better than the bosses. The bosses are just super cut and paste, but the levels have enough variety that it was entertaining.
And most importantly, it didn't have the appearing and disappearing platforms that run rampant in earlier Mega Man games.
But we played through, we beat, and got all the upgrades because you have to get your heart container upgrades to make your health bar. First armor upgrades. Normally there's a hidden capsule to bring one of those armors up another degree. So you can get a second add-on, a chip to either your helmet, your blaster, your dash, or your armor.
Right.
So those are the chips then.
Those are the chips. They further upgrade the upgrades that you pick up.
Oh, okay.
It's a double plus upgrade.
It's like the helmet allows you, if you're standing still, you regenerate health, which is completely new for Mega Man.
Well, not necessarily, because that's the gold chip.
I thought only that was the helmet upgrade, because I know that one is the annoying secret.
That's
upgrade.
right. I'm thinking of the annoying upgrade.
The annoying upgrade
for the helmet.
That
which isn't. You're right. That's not a chip.
map,
That's
is
just
that-
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You find a helmet upgrade which shows you the map. And it will show you if there are secrets hidden in the map, which is great, but they force you to watch it each time you start a stage. Like the stage starts and then 5 seconds go by while your helmet displays this map where all the secrets are hidden. Well, that's great, except for sometimes you're playing a map where you've already discovered all the secrets. And it's just, let me just wait the 5 seconds before I can start playing.
If it was like a weapon you could use, like if you're walking through, then you could select it like you would your Buster weapon and then bring it up. Great. But that you can only view it that first frame when you start a level, and that's it. So you can't like check where you are or anything like that. It's not useful. It's not good. It's just a burden.
Yes. But you're right. I got the chips and the upgrades confused. Because once you get all your regular upgrades, there are chips that you can find that are hidden that can further upgrade what you've picked up.
And normally you can only choose one is the normal progression. So I think the upgrade to your blaster allows you to get another additional weapon that gets rid of the charge time, and you're firing full charges every blast, which is nice. But on their own, like any chip, I wouldn't know what to pick. Because the armor further enhances your defense. The dash one makes you where you can dash in the air twice.
Well, you're in luck. Because there's a chip you can find that gives you all of the chips.
The infuriating to find and get gold chip.
Yes.
Yeah, that gives you all the upgrades at once and turns Mega Man golden.
This is the equivalent of finding the Hadouken in Mega Man X2.
Oh, it's
right?
not.
Or
It's
Mega Man
not
X1.
as. It's not quite as frustrating as the Hadouken and Shoryuken are. We'll save those for X and X2. But let's just say they're awful. But yeah, you can get this. All you have to do is you get all the armors, the special armors in the game, which are garbage. Again, I'm gonna say just garbage for a blanket term for some of the aspects of this game. The armor you get, garbage. Have to get all your heart tanks to make your life bar longer, and all the sub tanks. All the sub tanks have to be full, and you haven't gotten any of the chips. Then you can find the gold chip in the last level.
You're not going to find this on your own.
Yeah, no way.
I feel like it's one of those things where, like, if I were a kid playing this, I never would have found out about the gold armor unless I had purchased a Nintendo Power.
I was about to say, call the 800 number.
Because there's so many variables that I feel like are weird. As a guy who hasn't played a shitload of Mega Man X, it felt really weird that you have to find a secret room where the capsule is that holds the gold chip. There's your first step. But when you find that room, the capsule's not even going to show up unless all these variables are met. And those variables are that's exactly what you were talking about, Tyler. You have to have collected all of the heart capsules, so your HP bar has to be maxed out.
And it's hard to tell when it's maxed out.
You have to have all of the sub-tanks, which are essentially potions. They're backup health. Those have to be completely full. You have to have all of the body upgrades, and you have to have not picked up any of the other chips.
And you have to be at full health.
And you have to be at full health.
When you get to that room, you have to be at full health, which that's really obtuse to me.
It is. And doing all those things isn't that difficult because we did it. But knowing to do all of those things is how in the world would you know to do that?
I feel like in the Hadouken and Shoryuken, the getting those are harder because you have to
And that's in what you guys are
X
saying
and
X2?
X2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're more obvious but harder to get. And this one, the gold chip is not as hard to get but more obtuse.
Yeah, you're just not going to stumble upon this secret. You have to know about it. You have to know what you're going for.
Yeah, you could stumble upon the others. You're not. Yeah, you're not going to stumble upon this. Period. And then when we beat it, I feel like the ending takes a really strange turn because there are two different endings. One where Zero dies, and one where Zero survives. So if Zero survives, he's the one that kills Sigma at the end with a Deus Ex Machina.
Right. And that's what we saw.
And then the other one being Dr. Doppler will come down and kill Sigma at the end, injecting their anti-Sigma virus into him. So, and then he explodes and that's it. Then you're standing outside Dr. Doppler's burning lab.
Blinking
and then,
at it.
Yep. Both Mega Man and Zero motionless, just blinking
at it.
over and over again. And then you see Mega Man's inner monologue about, oh, I don't know what Dr. Light has planned for me. Maybe I'll see it someday. And then it just says, unknown to Mega Man, he'll have to kill Zero to save mankind. Out of nowhere.
What?
Like it goes from his inner
my
monologue
God.
and then that's just there.
And then they run off together. Plays happy music. It's like a Mentos commercial.
Which I don't know how that plays out since Zero is like one of the main characters in the other 5 X games after this. And then has his own series of games.
Mega Man X fails.
Zero dies before, like he dies in 1, and
So I guess he's already. It's like both of the Vampire Slayers.
Yeah.
Since she died, but CPR brought her back, and keeps going. But yeah, the final battle against Sigma. Sigma comes out of nowhere. He's got a rainbow Captain America shield, and that's a weak fight. And then he gets in like really weird armor that takes up most of the screen.
The ultimate battle body.
Yep.
Yeah, he's huge.
battle body.
So the battle was more dramatic and made more sense. It was more difficult in the other X games. This is the worst incarnation of Sigma yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, at least that boss battle was outside of the box compared to the other boss battles in the game.
I've got achievements.
You got achievements for this game? I don't, but since we have 4 of us, maybe I'll come up with something by the time it gets to me.
I've got achievements too. So
All right, my first one is Booster Gold Boosted,
Nice! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Nice DC reference.
and that's just get the gold chip.
Okay.
The second one being the Gay Blade, which is get the Z Saber, which that's a Zorro reference. If you gotta dig deeper. And
I thought it was a romantics reference.
and the last one being a quote of my great grandmother from a joke she told me when I was little. Lord, give me patience and give it to me now. And that is get all the upgrades but miss the gold chip.
Okay. we unlocked that one.
Yep.
Josh, what you got?
okay, I've got Super Fighting Robot Mega Man, which is a throwback to the Mega Man cartoon, which we didn't get to talk about today, but we've got 2 other Mega Man X games, so we can discuss the cartoon sometime. But that is to beat all the bosses at the boss gauntlet at the end of the game
Boss Gauntlet.
with
Another Mega Man staple.
Yeah, a bad trope I'm fucking sick of.
but it's to beat all the bosses just using the X Buster, not
Okay.
Okay.
Not the weapon they're weak
Yeah,
against.
Right.
That's rough.
and then Mecha Man. And that is to unlock all the armors, the mech suits that you get.
I forgot to talk about those. They're garbage. You get to
Put it
get
in the garbage
You get to
category.
get inside another robot. It doesn't really do much. There are 4 of them. They don't have any real application besides maybe getting a heart tank or 2. So, Nicole, do you have achievements?
I think I have one, but I think that Josh took what? No, I was going to beat all the bosses with just the X-Buster.
Damn it, Josh.
Josh.
And it was getting by on the bare minimum. So.
I like that. Better Mecha Man.
I came up with one. It's kind of a hybrid between, I don't know, a movie you guys might have seen, Pacific Rim. So this achievement is named Jägermeister. And in order to unlock Jägermeister, you have to collect all of the armors in the game.
That was my Mecha Man achievement buddy.
Look, you took a whole bunch of achievements, and I came up with a great name. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it anyway.
Fuck, you're gonna edit like mine out. Or you're gonna switch mine with yours. So
It's like, Josh, do you have any achievements? Yes. Then we move on to Nicole.
Then we just take yours. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
Tyler, I'm going to bring it down. We've had a lot of fun here today. Mm-hmm. But there's something that we like to do on this show. You wear a beard on your face. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And exclusively beards, not a mustache.
Nope, just a beard.
When you go into work, they make you dry shave with a nasty razor.
Oh.
If you were to rate this game from beard to beard, what kind of beard would you give it?
I would give this a neck beard.
I can grow one of those.
Because, well, see, like the neck beard, when you first start a neck beard, it looks kind of stubbly. It looks fine. You know, you can accept a neck beard. Like, oh, okay, I'm growing a little bit of a beard. This is okay. But the further the neck beard goes without turning into a full beard, it gets worse.
It gets weird, yeah.
Yeah, so by the time you get to like your X3 level of neck beard, you kind of lost what the neck beard was when it started. The hope of what the beard would become is gone.
You shave it with a Gillette X3.
Yeah. Dry.
If you were to give this game, I don't know, a pair of glasses, because I wear glasses, and I know you know a lot about glasses. What kind of glasses would you give it?
I would give it a pair of glasses that are attached to a helmet. The glasses are attached to a satellite feed off into space, and the satellite feed at the start of your day will show you the map that you're supposed to go out through all of your day, and it's really annoying, and you're just trying to get through your day, and these glasses are just
every time you step into a new room,
it comes up, you have to freeze because of these fucking glasses. I've got people to thank.
Yeah, people to thank?
I do.
Some people call us. Do you have time for that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do have time for that.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Lord Mike of Purdue here with this week's Would You Rather, brought to you this week by Mountain Dew. The original, not the green stuff, I think there's a purple, not the purple stuff, the green Mountain Dew. This week's Would You Rather is more fit, I guess, to a different podcast you guys have mentioned on the show before, but I also want to get your opinions. So I'm going to go ahead and say, would you rather be Batman or Superman? And a second part of that, judging from all the critics and all the backlash from the recent casting, would you rather, if choosing Batman, would you rather have Ben Affleck, Christian Bale as the new Batman? Definitely going Batman, 100%. I'm Batman all day over Superman. When it comes to the new one, I'm going to hold out my speculation. I'm not happy about Ben Affleck, just based upon Daredevil credentials. But everybody hated the fact that Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, and he killed that. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that Ben Affleck comes through. But if I had to choose right now, obviously it would be Christian Bale, just based on prior experience. So, look forward to the answers. Keep up the good work. Talk to you guys soon.
I feel like I know everyone at this table pretty well. So I think I can predict everyone's answer. Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I do that?
Go ahead.
Okay, Tyler, I predict that you would rather be Batman.
Okay, why?
Because he's better.
Why is he better, though?
Because he doesn't have superpowers.
Well, I think he has the best superpower in all of comics.
Unlimited wealth?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Which is not really a superpower.
I think unlimited money is because of superpower.
And I assume that Josh and Nicole would both go Batman as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep.
I would go Batman as well. So we've got unanimously Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as the Ben Affleck, Christian Bale thing goes, I would assume that we're all in camp Christian Bale.
I'm in camp Val Kilmer.
Yeah,
Let's throw old battered Val Kilmer back into the bat suit. I saw him. He came in to eat when I worked at a restaurant in D.C.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he enormous?
He was enormous.
Yeah.
He ate so many eggs.
Like he just ordered eggs?
They have a picture of him after he came out. They took a picture of him and signed it and put him in the restaurant, and it is ridiculous. Like, I understand you get older and you gain weight. It happens. But, like, Val Kilmer just, like, I don't give a fuck about movies anymore. I'm in for breakfast.
I got my egg money.
But I knew Nicole would go Batman because you're planning on getting a tattoo?
Yes.
Tell us about this tattoo.
I'm going to get a Batman tattoo.
Where are you going to get a Batman? Where are you going what kind and where?
I'm going to get the Batman symbol on the inside of my pinky.
Ouch.
What do you think about Ben Affleck as Batman?
I'm not too excited about it, but I'm going to reserve judgment and see how he does.
I think he's going to do okay, honestly. I didn't like Christian Bale at first as Batman because that voice, he sounded like Snake to me. I didn't like that at all. I couldn't get over it. But around the time of Dark Knight, that's kind of when I got used to it.
Call me Pliskin.
Yeah.
But I agree with him, though. Like, Heath Ledger was, whenever I first heard that, I was like, what the fuck?
I know.
But he's right. He literally killed it. So we apologize to the family of Heath Ledger. Apologize to Julia Stiles. I imagine she was upset about it. 10 Things I Hate About You. I'm going to also apologize to Julia Stiles. She listens.
Yeah, I'm going to give Ben Affleck a chance. That's
very kind of you.
Ben Affleck, if you're listening, I will allow you to be Batman.
Don't fuck it up.
We got another call, guys.
Let's hear it.
This is a 10-second one, so let's see what this is all about.
Yeah, I don't know who this is that called, but can you call back? This is Mary. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thanks for calling, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
I don't think our Google voicemail box called you.
No, but if you're listening, and I hope that you are, I'm sorry. We must have the wrong number.
Hey, what's up, TADPOG? It's Yuki's cousin. The question I had for you guys is if there were, if you got to choose a book to make into a television series or movie, what book would you choose? If you got to choose a television series to be made into a video game, what television series would you choose? I also had some literature recommendations if you guys hadn't read them. I'm a big fantasy reader myself. And a couple of series that I have really enjoyed. One is called The Black Company by Glenn Cook. A second is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. And the third is the Sword of Truth series. The first one is called Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. So those are my literature recommendations for the week, and I'll be looking forward to hearing your answer to my questions. Keep up the good work, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Yuki's cousin.
Yes, thank you. I'm sure that Tyler has a long answer for us.
Yep. My first one is pretty easy. Wheel of Time on both counts.
Yeah.
I want video game. I want TV series. I want HBO caliber money in a Wheel of Time series. I think it'd be more difficult to do than Game of Thrones because there's way more magic. So getting that right.
And there's like 48 more books.
Yep. I think there have to be as many characters though in between the two series. Black Company is on my iPod. That has been on my radar for a while. I'm going to get to it.
And I know you've read Name of the Wind, right?
Yes, I love The Kingkiller Chronicles is the name of the series. It's going to be 3 books. I love The Name of the Wind. I love Wise Man's Fear. I think Wise Man's Fear was better than Name of the Wind, but I love the series. I love the series. It would translate well into a TV show, which I know the options have been bought up.
Really?
I saw that on Reddit.
Huh.
So, but apparently that happens a lot. They'll just buy up the rights and then never do anything with it. A lot of TV.
Just so someone else doesn't do it?
Right.
Gotcha.
But Sword of Truth, I think I have the first one on my iPod, but it's more toward the bottom of my list.
Josh, what do you think?
I was thinking for book that would turn into a TV series. This has already been done, sort of. The Dresden Files, which I just finished. Well, I'm out to current. I think there's another one coming out the end of this year. But
Skin Game.
Yeah. But I would like to see the Dresden Files be redone into a television series, because the one season that is out,
Not even a full season.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. I want to see that redone. As far as TV show that would be a video game, I'd really like to see a Doctor Who-esque video game where you play as a Time Lord, not necessarily the Doctor, but you play as a
Time Lord. That would be good.
And then, like every time you die, you obviously regenerate, and you get
Doctor.
Yeah, you get 12 of them, and like it's all random.
That's good. That's good. There is a Doctor Who video game.
Oh, is there?
It's awful.
I figured there probably was. But,
it's the 10th Doctor and Rose, and it's like a third person perspective of you running around shooting things. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't expect that kind of game from
Doctor. Like you run around with the sonic screwdriver and you're shooting things. It's yeah.
What's it for?
I think it's for PC. I've only seen it advertised. I haven't actually played it.
Daleks coming out of nowhere. You're just blasting them with your sonic screwdriver.
Nicole, what do you think? You got anything?
As far as books being turned into TV and movies, my answer on that is none, because books are always better.
Oof.
Always. As far as TV shows that I'd like to see turned into a video game,
Supernatural.
Twin Peaks. Because it would be like LA Noir with supernatural elements.
That's good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
You need to play Alan Wake. That's the closest approximation to it.
You would really like Alan Wake.
We have it on Steam, but it's almost impossible to play on the PC without a controller.
Get a controller.
So yeah,
I have it on 360, and I'll let you borrow it.
Well, all right, sounds good.
I think you would really like it. It's a really, really good game. Anyone out there listening who hasn't played Alan Wake, I think you can buy it for really cheap now. There's really no excuse. I heard that the DLC wasn't that great.
American Nightmare,
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I know the original was fantastic. I think I misunderstood the question, because I thought it was, what book would you like to see made into a series, and then what book would you like to be made into a video game? But it's, what television series would you like to be made into a video game?
That's what I heard. That may have been just what I wanted to hear, but
okay. Yeah, I thought I'm on your boat. That's why I said Wheel of Time twice.
Yeah,
but I guess if we turn, mine will go if you do first. What happens first?
I have the same answer for both. I just read I Am Legend by Matheson, and it is so much better than. And people always say this, and I know I'm going to sound pretentious saying it, but the book was so much better than the movie.
Nicole would agree.
Yes.
In pretentiousness.
It was, but not so much in the fact that the book did it better. It's just that the book is completely different. They tried to do that book with two other movies earlier on. The Last Man on Earth, I think, with Vincent Price, and then Omega Man with Charlton Heston.
God, it should have been an achievement.
What's that?
Omega Man should have been an achievement.
Omega Man. All right, well, Josh, I'm going to not steal yours. I'm going to go with Omega Man.
There are two more X Games, so save it.
But the book is amazing because it follows this guy who survived. It's still Robert Neville, like it is in the Will Smith movie. But he's not a scientist. He's just a regular guy who had a regular job, and his family died, and everyone turned into vampires. And he safeguards himself with garlic and mirrors, and he burns down all the rest of his block so the vampires can't jump from the neighboring roofs onto his roof and get in. I'd like to see that done true to the book, but I'd also like to see it as like a Fallout type game, because I think it would be amazing if you're not playing as Neville, you're playing as some other survivor, maybe in a different town, or you're in LA as well, but you're in a different part of LA or something like that. I think that would be amazing.
You had me at Fallout, so.
But it's more survival horror, I'm thinking. It's more like a Fallout meets Amnesia kind of game. I would love it, like an open world kind of Amnesia, where it's just like you'll go into a dark building and you'll be staking vampires, but maybe something happens and you black out and you wake up and it's nighttime all of a sudden and you've got to get back home, which is something that happens in the book.
I dig that. It's good. It's a good answer.
We got some people to thank?
Yeah, we do. All right, so for Facebook shares, we're going to thank Mega Elixir, Lord Mike, Josh Nance, Nicole Nance,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Jess for Silk Street Post, and probably Matt Barger. For tweets, Tony, Jacob, Drew, which Drew, we apologize.
Yes, sorry, Drew.
We just need to apologize
Yeah.
to you. Drew, we're sorry.
We're sorry. Very sorry.
And Laura. Thank Matt Barger for his post about the Final Fantasy VI fan movie.
Yes.
Kind words from Dennis Robinson, Sean Miller and his wife Becky Miller, who, when they heard about all the kerfuffle, said something along the lines of, "That's bullshit." So thank you, Sean and Becky
Kind
Miller.
words. Thank you.
2 5-star reviews.
Yes.
So we want to thank.
I've got a new lease on life.
Yep, Dave has put the gun back in the drawer. We want to thank Fear Killing and
Shane Muller.
Shane Muller. They were added to the drawing for the winner of the coin, which we have randomly selected. So the winner of this month's Super Mario Galaxy coin is Rub Gooch.
Rub Gooch.
Rub Gooch.
So please contact us. You have to give us your mailing address. So I don't know how you feel about that,
Yep.
but if you want the coin, you got to do it. Just let us know. Send us a Facebook message or something.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher, so you don't miss the next episode. We'll be talking about IGN's 66th ranked game, The Lion King. While you're there, don't forget to subscribe. Give the show a 5-star rating. You probably win a prize. Write a review. We appreciate it. People see us more. And I know you felt very out of your element, Nicole, with Mega Man, because you didn't know anything about Mega Man, don't know anything of the lore, but you like Kirby, so we'll see you again for Kirby's Dream World 3 in 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Should be very drunk.
love it.
It should be very drunk. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, let's get you drunk.
I'll say maybe to that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yes.
I will wait outside the room and cry. You guys record
Weep
it.
loudly enough that the mics pick it up.
I will.
Don't worry, guys. We'll be back next week unless we have another kerfuffle.
Yep.
In the meantime, if you can't get enough Tadpog goodness, you can see the show notes on tadpog.com. I spend a lot of time on that. Nicole never looks at them. I don't know.
Once.
I
Shoot 'em once.
appreciate the effort, even if I don't look at it.
If you don't want to do that, you can do something that Nicole does, and that's visit us on facebook.com/tadpog, because she is very good. She and Josh both are very good about sharing the show every week, although it never shows up for, I assume, privacy reasons.
Yeah, I think I have you guys blocked or something.
Well, I understand you want to stay employed. And
Yeah, right.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
our intro song.
You gonna quiz the guest house?
Yes, I think we should quiz the guest host. Nicole, you're the new guest host, so our intro song.
It's Moves by Sycamore Drive.
That's very good.
That's what I was
We gotta
gonna
change
say.
it up. This is too easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
A link to that track can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com. That's the show.
That's it.
Thanks for the show.
I can go
guys.
back to work. See ya.
I typed in Gooter voice instead of Google voice.